My name is John Baldessari. I come to you today to talk about mental illness, addictions, and post traumatic stress disorder recovery. I have developed a recovery model that I call the Dayton model. It's sometimes referred to as the slugs model. It's a particular, clear cut, specific pathway to full long term recovery from any addiction, mental illness, or PTSD. Basically, is providing a framework for recovery and a direction. As an example of where you begin in this whole thing, if you happen to be addicted, the first step in this process, the first phase of treatment, the first level of recovery, if you will, is sobriety. Getting abstinent from that drug, learning all you can about remaining abstinent, getting the kind of environment and support that will allow you the best opportunity to remain abstinent and focus wholly on sobriety, what it means to be sober, why you're sober, what brought you to this place, the nature of your illness, and a lot of knowledge around that. And, day by day remaining sober, you will find yourself in a position to progress along the higher levels of recovery. If you happen to be mentally ill, the first step is stability. And stability simply means stabilizing mood swings or distorted thinking or whatever it happens to be. Oftentimes, if it's a mood disorder, some sort of medication might be necessary in order to stabilize and remain stable. And the longer that emotional stability is in place, the better the opportunity, or the more likely the opportunity to continue on into the process of recovery and the steps and activities necessary to achieve that. If you happen to be a victim of trauma, and whether that's childhood abuse or some sort of a war zone experience or whatever it happens to be, witnessing horrific things going on, if you're a trauma survivor, the very starting point or first place to commit is around safety. If you are currently in an environment that feels unsafe, or you're being harmed in some way in that environment, simply get out. You have to find a way to get out and find a safe place for yourself. And the longer you're in that safe place, the safe feeling is part of you, the more available you are to progress along toward long-term recovery. The second phase of this process is called love. That just simply means you put yourself in the hands of somebody who's going to care for you, be a care provider, if you will, a therapist, a counselor, somebody who's going to walk into a relationship with you with full embrace of the process of you getting long-term recovery and walk with you in this process. So there's a deep sense of caring that's being conveyed to you. And then as time goes along, you start caring more about yourself and doing, any kind of self-love activity, or, affirmations around that, like me, I'm a good person, those kinds of things. And then you find yourself being able to maybe extend out and help somebody else, and show some caring and love for somebody. And that all kind of develops, and it's a wholehearted focus on that second level of this whole process. You get sober first, or stable, or safe, and then you get immersed in this love thing, accepting the caring from family and friends, from professionals, whoever it happens to be around you who can convey this love thing. And then, you start doing it for yourself and others, and it moves you along the process. The third phase in this thing has to do with joining a supportive network. I call it Unity, where you attend sessions, meetings with people who are like afflicted, people who are addicted or mentally ill or traumatized, and you share your experiences with those folks and get the support of the group. The Unity part is a necessary component to experience full recovery. So you immerse in that, you commit to that, you do that deal. The fourth of what I call the big five values of recovery is growth. Doing those things, those activities that cause improvement in yourself. So it's self-improvement activities. Starting to view life as a self-improvement project. That there are things about me that I can improve upon. For example, I can get psychotherapy for some of these issues, the family of origin issues, victim, survivor issues, those kinds of things, and grow in that way through that therapy. And I also could engage in working the 12 steps if I'm in a 12-step program, or keeping a journal, or taking some classes, doing exercise and nutrition awareness, and any kind of thing that will improve my well-being, if you will. Reading self-help books, all that stuff. And then the fifth component, the fifth level of recovery, if you will, the fifth phase around treatment, is spirituality. And that's simply a matter of practicing certain activities on a daily routine and maybe even ritualized and reverent manner. Things like meditation, prayer, and by the way, there's no right way or wrong way of doing this, whatever you feel comfortable with. Immersing yourself in nature, hiking in the woods, those kinds of things. Really practicing being in the here and now, having an attitude of gratitude, just embracing life and enjoying life, and feeling a sense of well-being, peace. That's what we're all after anyway. So, sobriety, love, unity, growth, and spirituality. That sums up the requirements, the formula, the big five commitments, the big five values that lead one to a place of long-term recovery from any of these devastating brain disorders. So that's all there is to it. I appreciate you listening, and hope everybody has a good day. Thanks.